Hello and welcome to Bob's Programming Academy. In this video, we present a portfolio website built using Django, Next.js, and Material UI. This project uses a PostgreSQL database to store data. This is a beautiful, modern, and elegant portfolio website that you can use to showcase your projects and land the dream software developer role. A portfolio website allows you to show your skills, experience, and services to potential clients. Building an impressive portfolio is one of the best things you can do to land your first client as a freelance developer. You can download this portfolio website for free. We are not charging anybody. You can access this project in our GitHub repository. You can find the link in the description section below. In this video, we will show you the project and explain how to install and set up everything. This is what the portfolio website looks like. At the very top here we have a header. We have social media icons. Below the logo and menu we have a hero section with an image, a short description and two buttons. Next we have the About section. This section is split into 4 columns. Next, we have the Projects section. Each project includes an image, a project name, a description, tags, and a link to a GitHub repository that we can access by clicking the source code button. Next, we have the Technologies section. The on-scroll animations you can see here we created using the AOS library. This library allows us to apply different types of animations to elements on a page as they scroll into view. Next, we have the Testimonials section. In this section, you can show your potential clients what other people have said about your work. This section is split into 3 columns. Finally, we have the Contact section. This portfolio website is fully responsive and it looks great on devices of all sizes. This is what the project looks like on iPhone 12 Pro. This is iPad mini. This is what the project looks like on Nest Hub Max. Let's talk briefly about the tech stack we've selected for this project. For the backend part of the application, we've chosen Django. Django is a free and open source Python web framework. We have also used Django REST framework, which is a framework for building REST APIs designed to make the CRUD operations easier to develop in Django. With Django, we have a built-in admin page that allows us to create, read, update, and delete objects. That way, we can avoid the need to update the source code of our portfolio website when, for example, we want to add a new project to our project list or edit our contact information. For the front-end part of the app, we've selected Next.js and Material UI. Next.js is a React framework with several performance optimizations added in that allow us to create pre-rendered React websites, whether that be through server-side rendering or static site generation. Material UI is an open-source React UI library that we can use to build beautiful, modern, and elegant user interfaces. For a database to store data in this application, we've selected PostgreSQL. PostgreSQL is a free and open-source relational database management system that is great for both small-side projects and large enterprise applications. To get access to this project, go to the project's GitHub repository. You can find the link in the description section below. Next, press the Download Zip button to download the code. Once you have downloaded and unzipped the project, open it in Visual Studio Code or some other code editor of your choice. Before we start, make sure that you have all the required prerequisites installed on your machine. The prerequisites for this project are Python, Node.js, PostgreSQL, and Visual Studio Code. Alternatively, you can use some other code editor. First, create a virtual environment in the Backend folder. When using a virtual environment, we don't need to install Python packages globally. Instead, when a Python virtual environment is active, pip, which is a package manager for Python, will install packages within that environment, which does not affect the base Python installation in any way. To create a new virtual environment in Visual Studio Code, navigate to the menu on the top, click Terminal, and then select New Terminal. First, run the command cd backend. Next, run the command python-m venv. To use this new Python virtual environment, we have to activate it first. To do that, run the command on Mac source venv/bin/activate. On Windows, venv /scripts/activate. Next, install Python packages listed in the requirements.txt file that are required for the backend part of the app. Pip install -r requirements.txt. Next, set up a PostgreSQL database. Depending on your operating system, the steps here might be slightly different, so please check the PostgreSQL documentation for your operating system. The procedure to start the server will differ depending on your operating system and the way you've installed PostgreSQL on your machine. So again, please check the PostgreSQL documentation for more information. With PostgreSQL up and running, run the command drop db -if-exist portfolio. Next, start pSQL, which is a terminal-based frontend to PostgreSQL, by running the command pSQL Postgres. Next, create a new PostgreSQL database. Create database portfolio, semicolon. Next, create a new database admin user. Create user your username with superuser password, single quote, your password, single quote, semicolon. Of course, replace the strings your username and your password with your own username and a secure password of your choosing. Make sure you remember that username and password because you will need them later. To quit pSQL, run \q. Next, set up backend environment variables. From the backend directory, run touch config/.env. You need to declare environment variables in the .env file. Make sure you don't use quotation marks around the strings. First, set up a secret key. The database name is portfolio. The database user and database password are the username and password of the admin user you created a few moments ago using pSQL. Set up the database host to localhost and the frontend URL to http localhost port 3000. Next, run migrations. Migrations are Django's way of propagating changes you make to your models into your database schema. It is a two-step process. In the first step, we create a migration to say, here are some changes that we would like to apply to the database. In other words, we create the instructions for how to go about manipulating the database. In the second step, Django takes those changes and performs the migration, meaning that Django takes the changes and actually applies them to the underlying database. So, with your virtual environment activated, from the terminal, first run the command to create migrations. Python manage.py make migrations. To perform the migration, that is to actually apply the changes to the underlying database, we run the command python manage.py migrate. Next, create an admin user to access the Django admin interface. From the backend directory, run Python manage.py create superuser. When prompted, enter a username, email, and password. You also need to install all the dependencies required for the frontend part of the application. In Visual Studio Code, navigate to the menu on the top, click Terminal, and then select Split Terminal. In the second terminal window, run the command cd ... This command allows us to go one folder up to our root directory. Next, run the command cd frontend. Finally, run the command npm install. npm is a standard package manager for Node.js. It manages downloads of the dependencies for your project. The npm install command will install all packages required for the frontend part of our portfolio website. Next, set up front-end environment variables. From the front-end directory, run touch.env. You need to declare environment variables in the .env file. Make sure you don't use quotation marks around the strings. The backend host is 127.0.0.1. The backend URL is http 127.0.0.1 port 8000. To run the application, you need to have both the backend and the frontend up and running. In one terminal window from the backend directory, run python manage.py run server. This command starts a lightweight development web server on your local machine. By default, the server runs on port 8000 on the IP address 127.0.0.1. In the other terminal window from the front-end directory, run npm run dev. This command will start the development server. Go to http localhost port 3000 to view the application. Okay, so we can view the application, but there is no data. There is no hero section and there is no footer. The About, Projects, Technologies, Testimonials, and Contact sections are all empty. To add data to this portfolio website, we will use Django admin. To access Django admin, go to http 127.0.0.1 port 8000/admin. Sign in using the admin username and password you created a few minutes ago. First, we will add data to the hero section. Click the hero link and then click Add Hero. Enter a title, subtitle, description, and an image you want to have displayed in the hero section of the page. Click the Save button. We refresh the page and we now have the data in the hero section of the portfolio website. Similarly, we need to add data to the About, Projects, Technologies, Testimonials, Contact, and Footer sections. Next, we will add data to the Footer section. In Django admin, click the Footer link and then click Add Footer. In the copyright input field, enter your name, the name of your business, or some other text you would like to see displayed in the copyright section of the footer. In my case, it's Bob's Programming Academy. The word copyright and the current calendar year will be added automatically. Click the Save button. We refresh the page and we now have the data in the footer section of the portfolio website. Next, we will add data to the About section. Click the About link and then click Add About. In our design, the About section is split into 4 columns. Enter the title, description, and icon of the first of the 4 columns. The title is Design. We also add the description. The front-end part of the application is designed in such a way that we can add here any material icon. To find an icon you want, go to https://fonts.google.com/icons. I am going to search for palette. Copy the icon's name and paste it to the icon input field in the Django admin. Next, click the Save and Add Another button. Enter the title, description and icon of the second column in the About section. The icon I want for this section is code. Next, click the Save and Add Another button. Enter the title, description and icon of the third column in the About section. The icon I want for this section is Settings. Next, click the Save and Add Another button. Enter the title, description and icon of the fourth column in the About section. The icon I want for this section is Build. Click the Save button. We refresh the page, and we now have the data in all four columns of the About section. Similarly, we need to add data to the projects, technologies, testimonials, and contact sections. Next, we will add data to the project section. First, we need to add tags. In Django admin, click the Tags link and then click Add Tag. I will add tags. Next, click the Projects link and then click Add Project. Enter the name, description, and link to the first project. Next, select an image that shows the project. Finally, add tags that best describe the project. Click the Save and Add Another button. Enter the data of the second project. Enter the data of the third project. Enter the data of the fourth project. We refresh the page, and we now have the data in the project section of the portfolio website. We can see the image, the name of the project, the description, and tags. We can also go to the GitHub repository of the project if we click the Source Code button. Next, we will add data to the Technologies section. In Django admin, click the Technologies link and then click Add Technology. Each technology we want to display on the portfolio website requires a name and an icon. We have added 12 icons to the project. You can find them in Front-end, Public, Logo. We refresh the page, and we now have the data in the Technologies section of the portfolio website. Next, we will add data to the Testimonials section. Click the Testimonials link and then click Add Testimonial. In our design, the Testimonials section is split into 3 columns. For the first testimonial that will be displayed in the first of the 3 columns, enter the testimonial, author's name, title, and photo. For the second testimonial, enter the testimonial, author's name, title, and photo. For the third testimonial, enter the testimonial, author's name, title, and photo. We refresh the page, and we now have the data in all 3 columns of the testimonials section. Next, we will add data to the contact section. Here, we need to add our physical address, email, and phone number. We refresh the page, and now we have the data in the contact section of the portfolio website. Okay, now we have the data in all sections of the portfolio website. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel so you can be notified whenever we post something new. It really helps with the algorithm to get our videos out there to more and more people so that we can continue making them. We really appreciate it. Thanks for watching.